when the YAD system interface gets a click, basically you're not clicking here, but this is on the internet. It gets clicked here, and YAD has a special option. This is the HTML dialog. Has a special option for the HTML dialog called print-URI. And what that does is it redirects the web page locally here, because that's where it's clicking. You know, you may see the security error here. Well, it knows that I'm connected. It knows that I'm connected, and I'm going to cross their security boundaries on it. But it doesn't cause a security risk because the zone is locally on my computer and not on the internet. That's just the way the browser sees me, though. But it doesn't stop it yet. Hope they don't. But so what happens is that when I click here, and say sudo or one of the commands, it goes out this pipe into the bash terminal, because that's what this is. This is actually a terminal. You can see there. Goes through here, goes into here as a stdin, but it comes in as a certain format. It comes in right. Look down here, that special program or sudo, and then program, sudo program, program, right? And those are special that I programmed. And on the back end, I have like 6 or 7 processes that go through, just reformats it, but it makes it a properly formatted command, like you were typing it in the terminal. And so let me demonstrate that. Okay, I'll click on sudo, and I'll click on apt-get update, and then I'll execute it. Now I've got this going down. Normally I'm not going to have that just closed in the future, but I do it for now just to keep concentration over here. And you can see the commands. They were being reformatted. Took out the star, reformatted, and now the command's going to enter the sudo section because that's a sudo command. And it basically does a little more processing, develops, there's the actual command that's going to run, and it'll pop up a terminal, and it's going to ask for my password. Now, each time that you run, I'm having it set up right now, each time that the command gets run, and it's a sudo run, you have to type the password in for security reasons, and so you're not running, I push a key and it closes the window automatically, and back here it actually, I've got it set up where it actually stops the program. Now I can minimize this like that, and I can go on my way, browse what I want to do on the internet, come back here, open this back up, open the interface back up, and what's happening is this actually, if you saw it, it actually dumped it to the command line. Down here it dumped to the command line. You've seen the prompt. It disconnected. When I reran the little box up here, it actually reconnected this child process to the terminal, which I think is pretty slick. And there's also a way that I've shown in other videos where I can actually output data from 2 windows, actually from one window of YAD to another window of YAD in the same interface. So there'll be more things, more options that I'm going to build into this particular system. Another one is you saw how it ran the pop-up terminal, ran the apt-get update for the package manager. So I could run the browser. I can click on that, it'll run a browser too, but I want to explain something else. YAD has many options, and one of them is it can do what they call a dual pane or dual window together. So it has this option called pane, which you can have one at the top, one at the bottom, right? And the top one could be instructions, and you put links in it like that, and you can split it 50-50, how you want to do it. But even a more awesome option is called well, I'll think of it in a second. It puts tabs on the top, or you can put them on the sides, and those tabs can open up more of these pages. So a 10-year-old kid could develop a bunch of these pages, right, however he wants to do it, to go to his games, to go to his homework, to go to his school website, and at the top he can click on the tabs. It'll switch between all these pages. And again, that's only an HTML part right here. That's an iframe that's coming in from a page. It's not the whole, I'm bringing the whole website in, but this is actually just HTML. And it's got a little over here, it's got a little bit of JavaScript to make these, when you click on them outside of the frame, you can click on it and it'll actually make the images go smaller and larger. But I can't do that in iframe, right? But you can have a PHP page and run this inside a PHP page for those that are programmers that do that kind of stuff. So with this tab option at the top, or slides, right? You can have multiple across, and you could have, 7, 8 there. If it's full screen like that, you could have 15 across the top if you wanted to, right? And then, so basically, you have all these tabs and all these different pages with all these HTML. They're basically images with HTML links to do anything you want on your computer or to go onto online systems, right? It'll even run cPanel for those guys who are in that and log in and not lose the authorization. And it is in an iframe. Now, I have these set up as iframes. So any page, like say Facebook or Microsoft or Amazon or X, they won't run in an iframe. And you know what? I'm okay with that. Those systems are theirs, this is mine, and whoever else wants to join in, let's party on this. But I don't need that kind of stuff on here. This is to help people be productive. But there's another aspect to this, is this would allow for people to easily learn and control their Linux box, so your Linux system, right? So you got someone that comes in, installs their system. Matter of fact, they can open up a page like this on the internet. They can go through this YAD interface through the website, and you'll have a couple links. Learn how to install software or OS. So they install it, follow the instructions. They install everything, and they're up, right? And of course, this YAD GUI, it has to be. To have the full function of YAD GUI, you have to compile it on the system, and then a 64-bit operating system, Linux, and it has to be a GNU GTK 3 version. So that limits it somewhat. The newer versions of Ubuntu don't have that GTK libraries that it's needed. So, but Debian and Peppermint and Q4OS and even an Arch system can use this, but it has to have YAD GUI 10.0 or higher, and the current one I think is 14.4. So there are some things that have to be done to this to get it to this state, to where you have YAD installed, and but anyone can install that YAD, and I'll be happy to share my code. You can make it better. We'll get it up on GitHub and make this a reality. I've been working on this for 6 years, trying to find an interface that I could use. I thought I found one that's called ELGG, but it looks like it has to have SSL HTTPS active, or it doesn't work properly, and that's not good for systems that I want to promote that are LAMP, local installed Linux servers that have YAD and this system where they can just open it up and be a turnkey, or boot a CD-ROM or a DVD actually that has this system on it, where they can try it, use it, modify it, even save the actual files they modify so they keep their work, and then just reboot the DVD operating system anytime they want, and open that file. I can help people with that too. So basically, this is going to be an ecosystem. Hopefully I can get it done before that I pass on. I'm kind of an old guy, but I'm hoping I've tried to get other people involved, but the problem is I can't get the Linux community involved, because this is not what they want basically to happen. They don't want a browser. This here in YAD is it's a WebKit browser engine. It's the same engine that they use in Chromium and Google Chrome and also Apple Safari. That's what this is. This is an actual, the HTML dialog here is actually the browser engine for WebKit. And this thing's awesome. This is the easiest software you'll ever try to program in. The only thing you have to compile is the actual program itself. You don't have to compile the code. It's all free. So I'm hoping some people will get involved and make this a reality. There's all kinds of options with this. Imagine, a 10-year-old kid able to do this by himself, to build his own little interfaces, and by the time he's 12, he's making a couple $100 a month or more. I don't know, maybe. Okay, that's all I want to show you. Feel free to comment below. Thank you.